What's up, guys? ACCardShark back again, back with just a follow-up video to RetroWorldExpo 2017 up in Hartford, Connecticut. Had an absolute blast. I didn't want to add this onto the end of the video because I know that video was incredibly long, covering the 2 days worth of footage. So I figured I would come back here to the game room and just go through some of the pickups I made and everything else, and you know, hopefully just show you guys you know, what I was able to find. The other video was more about reviewing, not really reviewing, but just kind of taking a tour of the actual convention and the panels and the guests and everything else. I mean, the guests were awesome. I mean, RGT85, always one of my favorites. Wood, the Game Chasers, Billy and Jay, Square Painter, Pat Contry, Pat the NES Punk. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, everyone was so welcoming and so awesome. I mean, they, as you saw from the intro, they filmed. They were just kind enough to lend themselves to film an intro for me so I can mash it up together. You know, just took the time to hang out and talk and everything, which was just really awesome. I just really enjoyed myself, and you know, that's what it's all about, really, when it comes down to it. It's the camaraderie and the brotherhood, so to speak. So, without further ado, I mean, I'm just going to go through the handful of pickups that I made, a couple of gifts for some people. First thing I want to show you is my press pass, so to speak. I was able to obtain a press pass for the conference, and was able to get the VIP, which is awesome. So big thank you to RetroWorldExpo and everyone who put that on. I was able to grab that and to get in and film and everything else, hence why I wanted to make the best product that I could make, which was, you know, the nice 30-minute video showing pretty much every square inch of the place. So I keep all of my passes from all my conventions that I cover. I have them hanging off a shelf. I have a couple Too Many Games. I have RetroWorldExpo, obviously. I have Game On from Mesa, Arizona, Gamester 81's conference I went to with Pixel Sandwich. So I keep all my media passes and my VIP passes and stuff just as a memento for myself. So getting to some game pickups here. Actually, before I even get to that, nice little booklet here. The RetroWorldExpo 2017 official program kind of runs through and shows you, let me see if I can find it here, like, you know, just basically everyone who was there and everything else. Again, I hang on to those things as well, just to, again, have a memento. So I only picked up, actually, there's one game missing from the pile, which I'll have to cut the film and then come back to you and show you. I picked up 3 Master System games for my collection, which is awesome. I was not able to find any NES games that I needed towards my collection. As you guys know, I'm on the home stretch of that collection. I've got about 100 or so titles to go, including PAL. And most of them are the expensive ones, and I just, you know, don't want to go dropping my bank account on one game, so I did not pick up any NES titles. But the first thing I picked up was kind of cool. As you guys know, I am going for a complete Wii U collection. I'm ultra close to doing so. The one thing I do need is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, because I did have that on the Switch. I did not pick it up for the Wii U. However, I am looking for the original pressing, so to speak. The artwork on the back is different. It's a variant, basically. They had a misprint. Anyway, I came across this one booth which was selling just empty cases for $2 a piece, and they sure enough had the Breath of the Wild old GameStop thing here, sticker, whatever. I'll try to get that off. But on the back, as you can see, it is the variant, which this is the difference here. They show all these different controllers right here. In the actual printing of the game, that was actually a mistake. They weren't supposed to show you that you could play with all these different controllers. It was only specifically towards like 1 or 2. So this is an actual first printing. As you can see, no game, but I can pick up the game disc at some point, at any point really, and just put it in here and then have the original printing for my collection. So I just basically need to grab the disc, and that will be added to my collection. For $2, I was buying that, being it was an original print and a launch print. So I picked that up. Another booth I went to, I picked up actually 2 games from, I believe. Actually, most of my games actually picked up from this one guy. But the first one is Sega Master System cartridge in box, no instruction booklet. But I am not a huge like a huge chaser of complete, I guess. I just want my Master System in box, and I'll go into that in a second. But it is Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. That is for the Sega Master System. Shelf tag still attached. There is your spine right there. And just to show you, oh, there's the back, just to show you. But just to give you a clue, Master System games, for those of you who are unfamiliar, this is what they look like. The title is right there, but then if you look at the spine, there is no title. So if you're going to have them on the shelf, that's what it's going to look like. So essentially, in order to display my collection a little bit better, kind of know what game I'm going after if I'm going to pick one off the shelf, I basically want to have it like this, where the title is visible. And the Master System, the cool part about the Master System is that they all, for the most part, Bomber Ray, I think Rampage, a couple of games that were different, but they all have that white spine where it just looks nice and uniform across the shelf. So I'm kind of, a big fan of getting them in their boxes. So Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse was one of the pickups I made. I picked up another one from that same guy, but again, it is across the room that way. I'm going to have to cut and come back to show you. Another Sega Master System game I picked up, again, just the cart in box, no instruction manual. I was able to get a stellar deal on this game. Every game that I picked up was underneath what my app rates as their value, so I at least felt like I was getting a deal. But this game I remember playing as a kid, and I totally forgot about this until I actually just like picked it up and saw the gameplay pictures on the back, and remembered that I played this probably in like first grade back in the 80s. And I was like, holy crap, I totally forgot about this game, and this guy had it. I needed it, and like I said, I got it for about half price according to the app. But that game is Fantasy Zone 2. I remember this little ship. I don't remember if it was any good or not. I just remember, just from the gameplay footage right here on the back, these pictures, it just sucked me right back to first grade, like being like 7 years old, back in the mid to late 80s, and I just remember playing this game with my buddy John, growing up, different John, and there you go. There's your cartridge right there, nice and clean. But again, no instruction book. Again, don't really care. But to give you an idea, when you line these guys up on the shelf and that whole like case thing, you can just picture a full shelf of just this uniform Sega on the bottom, white thing going across. It looks really, really impressive when you put them all together. So I thought that was kind of nice. And then I picked up a couple presents. I picked up some toys for my kids. Like some My Little Ponies for my daughter, a little car for my son, just some random stuff that was in a box at a vendor. But for Mindy, I did pick up some gaming related stuff. One game which was the same seller as Castle of Illusion, a game for the Atari, for like going way back. She is a Frogger fanatic, as you guys know, and I saw this game. I'd never heard of it. I never knew it existed. I had no clue, and I saw it and had to pick it up. But that game is Frogger 2. Never knew they made a Frogger 2. I knew there was multiple Froggers out there, all the way up through like PS2 and all that. But Frogger 2, and it's called 3 Deep. Now, I have no clue if this game is any good. As you can see, the spine, the label, everything is in really good shape. Made by Parker Brothers. So a little blast from the past there from Parker Brothers. No idea, but as soon as I saw Frogger, I thought of Mindy, and just the thought of playing a brand new Frogger that neither one of us has ever played is just really exciting to me. So I did pick that up for Mindy, and for myself as well. We're going to play it together. So I picked up multiple games, the one I haven't shown you yet, plus Castle of Illusion and Frogger 2 from this one guy, and he saw me with this one game in my hand, and it was on Sunday, so it's the last day of the convention. People are looking to, basically bargain and everything else, and they're looking to just offload a lot of their product and just get money in their pocket rather than carrying their stuff back. And I had this game in my hand, and I thought about it, and John's like, why would you get that? You have it for the NES, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I put it down. I'm like, no, you're right. Why spend the? It was only it was marked at $5, and I was like, you're right. Why spend the extra $5? I could put that towards another game. I do already have this game. Why bother? And the guy saw me kind of really hemming and hawing, and kind of like the fact that I wanted it, but I just wasn't picking it up. And he actually threw this in for free because I bought those other games. But it's for the original Nintendo Famicom. That game, in its Japanese glory, is Adventure Island. Just one I don't have. Pretty cool. It does have somebody's writing from the 80s, like, when you used to write your name on the carts. I'm assuming that's probably what it is. But nice and clean copy of Adventure Island by Hudson Soft. again in Japanese, on the Japanese Famicom. And he threw it in for free. So basically, I spent a decent amount of money with the guy, and he just threw that in. So I just thought that was really nice. I thanked him for it, and he was real cool. And then the major pickup that I got, which was mainly for Mindy, but it is eventually, once we move and get another house and we set the arcades up, I am going to decorate around the arcade machines with this type of item, because I do have multiple. One of Mindy's close second favorite games to Frogger in the arcades is a game called Nibbler. And I've tried to find a Nibbler arcade machine for years, because Mindy would absolutely love having it, and they either are just really scarce, and when I eventually do find them, they're extremely expensive. So as a close second to getting the machine, I did find someone selling original arcade marquees, and he only had about 5, and Nibbler happened to be one of them. And I was just ultra stoked. As soon as I saw it, I was like, John, it's Nibbler. He goes, okay, so what? Like, he had no clue, the history. If you guys remember the Kong Off with, Richie Knuckles and everything else, Mindy played Nibbler for a long time and loved the game. I am going to be decorating around the arcade machines, number one, with a little scoreboard, like a white dry erase board, so to speak. And then I'm also going to decorate with arcade marquees on the wall around the arcade area. So Nibbler is going to be added to the wall of fame, so to speak. Really, really awesome deal. Really nice. I mean, the back, like, there's no scratches at all. It's the original, like, fiberglass, original that came out of a machine that probably got junked, unfortunately, because we would love to have a Nibbler machine. But just really awesome to capture a piece of history right here, and to be able to hang that up by my arcade games and stuff. So I'm gonna cut real quick. I'm gonna go grab that last game that I totally forgot that I didn't have in the game room here, and then I will show you that game and we'll wrap up. Alright guys, so the last game, went across the room there and picked it up out of the bag that I forgot to take out. Again, from the same seller as Castle of Illusion and all those games. Another Master System game, another one missing the instructions, but again, another one I don't care. I just want the box, and if I can get the instructions, great. But this one, I believe, was a PAL release, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Either way, a game I need for the collection. I do have this on the NES, but I did pick up Asterix for the Sega Master System. Absolutely love the artwork on this game. Absolutely cool. The spine is just eye-popping, like eye-catching. Again, it's the the white spine again. I believe one of the things you can tell it's PAL. Give me a second here. And I believe the difference being that one says Sega, one says Sega Master System. I believe that is a difference. I could be wrong. I'm not as schooled in the Master System, which is why I am collecting for it. Number one is the 8-bit generation that I love. And number two, just a bunch of 8-bit games I've never played before. And to have that experience is amazing. So there's Asterix, sorry, right there. There's the back. And then the cartridge right there in stellar condition. And that was from the guy who also gave me the Adventure Island game for free, which was really, really nice of him. So Master System picked up another 3 titles right there for the collection. You saw the Breath of the Wild, Frogger, the Nibbler marquee, bang right there, love it, absolutely love that thing, and Adventure Island on the Famicom, Frogger 2, all those games, pretty successful. Like I said, not a huge bulk quantity of stuff bringing home, but quality stuff that I was very, very choosy as far as what I picked out, as far as spending money, as well as just the lack of space in the game room. I want to make sure I add stuff that's really, truly for my collections that I'm really going for. So, but that's going to wrap it up. Once again, guys, RetroWorldExpo, 2 thumbs up from me. Absolutely amazing time. I fully recommend going next year, and I probably will try to go next year myself. And that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Until next time, ACCardShark. Take care.